I spent years waiting for a man to leave his wife, only to realize that my emotional and psychological issues were the problem. Before you commit to a relationship with a major burden, research says there are 5 things you must weigh first: safety, accountability, treatment options, sustainability, and the risk of ongoing stress. Here's what those look like as questions you can ask yourself right now. Is the issue ongoing? Is the person with the burden taking responsibility? Does the relationship still feel safe and sustainable? Is there a realistic plan for coping? A useful insight from relationship research: a serious stressor raises difficulty but doesn't automatically predict failure. That's worth sitting with. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to calculate if your relationship is bankrupting you emotionally, and it starts with 6 stressors. Hi, I'm Michelle Troutman, creator of the MyJourneyToLove.com blog. If you're tired of feeling like you're losing your sanity while trying to make things work, hit subscribe. This channel is for people over 30 who don't need to fit in, just show up as they are on the path to true love. Let's walk through the 6 most common relationship burdens and what research says about each one. The key questions here are about safety and accountability. Is the person in active treatment? Are they honest about where they stand? Is the relationship becoming emotionally, financially, or physically destructive? 2. Mental illness. There's a massive difference between a partner who's actively working on their mental health and one who is letting the house burn down around them. 3. Chronic or serious illness. The question shifts from, is this being managed, to, what will this realistically require of me over time? A serious illness doesn't automatically make a relationship unworkable. An illness can reshape intimacy, caregiving, and shared expectations. A German study found that caring partners often mourn the loss of intimacy even while they're still together. These first 3 of the 6 categories tend to be the most emotionally demanding. But these next 3, while they might seem smaller, can be just as draining. 4. Lifestyle differences. These are usually a compromised position. The main question is whether shared goals or routines can be built over time, or whether you're just hoping that they're workable. 5. Long-distance relationships. These are generally a structure or maintenance problem, not a compatibility one. Research shows satisfaction in long-distance relationships can be comparable, sometimes higher, than in geographically close ones. But success depends on communication patterns and having a realistic plan to close the distance. 6. Still legally married. This is the highest risk situation. The key issues are trust, legal complications, and whether the person is available for a stable commitment. It's less straightforward and more fragile than it often appears at the start. I know this one firsthand. Once you see which of these burdens you're carrying, asking one question can change everything. Here's the question that cuts through all of it. Do I have the bandwidth for this relationship? I wish I had asked myself that before I had gotten too deep. It's easier to answer it early, before the emotional investment prevents you from making an honest assessment. But you can ask it at any time. And here's what people often miss. Even when the crisis is over, the aftermath rarely is. A recently divorced partner can carry psychological issues, a change of identity, or residual trauma into their next chapter. Finishing rehab doesn't erase what came before it. If the operational cost bankrupts the emotional budget, the relationship will fold, regardless of how much love is there. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe. I cover this sort of thing every week. The traditional view is that you stand by your partner no matter what. The classic country song "Stand By Your Man" by Tammy Wynette, released in 1968, embodies that idea. Many see it as a song about devotion. Hillary Clinton offered a different take when she stayed married to Bill despite his well-publicized affairs. As she said on 60 Minutes in 1992, she wasn't standing by her man like Tammy Wynette. She was making a choice based on love and respect. Regardless of her reasons, for her it was the right choice. In the next video, we go deeper. We'll cover knowing when walking away is an act of self-love and how to recognize the difference. You won't want to miss it, so make sure you're subscribed so you can catch it as soon as it drops. If you're wondering if you're masking your true feelings, take the Am I Dating in Disguise quiz. The link to the quiz and to the blog this video is based on is in the description. If this helped you, hit the like button so I know to make more content like this, and tell me in the comments. Which of these 6 burdens have you navigated, and did you have the bandwidth for them? Thank you so much for watching.